Hey, welcome. Let's jump right into a really important question. What if the whole point of opening up the Bible wasn't just to get more information about God, but to actually experience deeper intimacy with God? Today, we're going to explore this exact idea, what I like to call the architecture of intimacy.
You know that feeling, right? You sit down, you've got your highlighters ready, maybe some commentaries, a lexicon open on your computer, you're ready to dig in. But then you walk away and you just feel empty, more drained than filled. That's what we call the dry soul problem. Our hard work, which is so valuable, somehow leaves us feeling disconnected instead of close.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Look at the contrast here. On one side, you have the information trap. We dissect, we analyze, we cross-reference, we consume. It's all about acquiring knowledge. But the other side, that's the path to intimacy. We savor, we listen, we encounter, and we rest. The goal isn't just consumption, it's communion. So, how in the world do we make that shift? Well, the good news is, we don't have to invent something new. There's an ancient, time-tested path waiting for us. And just to be clear, this isn't about throwing out deep study. Not at all. It's about adding something to it, a way to slow down and just retune our hearts to listen.
It's called Lectio Divina. In Latin, that literally means divine reading. And really, you can think of it as a way to totally rejuvenate your spirit. It's this beautiful, structured approach that helps turn the scripture from a textbook we're trying to master into a real, prayerful conversation with the one who actually wrote it.
And believe me, this is no new fad. The roots of this go deep, way back to the early Christian monasteries. In the 6th century, a guy named Saint Benedict made it a core part of their daily life. And then, fast forward to the 12th century, a monk named Guigo II formalized it, giving it this amazing name, the Ladder of Monks. What a picture, right? A ladder for climbing into God's presence.
And that ladder image brings us right to the core of Lectio Divina. Guigo gave us 4 simple but incredibly powerful steps. Think of it as a spiritual ascent, designed to take us from the noise of our own analysis into the quiet of a real, personal encounter.
Okay, so here are the 4 rungs at a glance. We start with Lectio, which is just attentive reading. From there, we move to meditation, where we ponder what we've read. That leads us right into oratio, which is a conversational prayer. And it all culminates in contemplatio, which is simply resting in God's presence. As you can see, it's not complicated, but it is so intentional.
All right, so let's start climbing this ladder. Each rung just builds on the one before it, creating this really natural flow from reading and thinking to speaking and then finally, just being.
So the first rung, lectio, is all about the art of listening. You pick a short passage, and I mean short. Settle your spirit, take a deep breath, and just read it slowly, maybe 3 or 4 times. Pro tip, reading it aloud is an absolute game changer. But here's the key. You have to fight that urge to analyze. You're not looking for historical context here, you're just listening. Listening for a single word or a phrase that kind of shimmers, that just jumps right off the page at you.
Okay, once you have that word or phrase, you climb to the second rung, meditatio. This is what we call a sacred rumination. Now, this isn't about emptying your mind like in some other traditions. It's the exact opposite. It's about filling your mind with that one single truth God just highlighted for you. You just turn it over and over, like a jeweler examining a precious gem, letting its meaning sink in deep.
And from that deep meditation, the next step, oratio or prayer, just flows so naturally. This is the moment where the ink on the page becomes a real-time conversation. You just speak back to the author. You use the very words you've been pondering to shape your praise, your confession, or your most honest requests. It's just you responding from the heart.
This just perfectly captures the essence of the final and maybe the most difficult rung on the ladder. Because after we've read and we've meditated and we've prayed, there's really only one thing left to do.
And that is contemplatio, the holy rest. This is the abiding phase. You literally put the pen down. You stop the analysis. You even stop talking. And you just be in the quiet presence of God. You allow the truth you've encountered to move from your head into the very fabric of your heart.
So what's the point of all this? What's the promise at the top of the ladder? Well, think of it like finding an ancient well in the middle of a desert. When all our studying and our analysis leaves our souls feeling parched and dry, this practice, this is the rhythm that replenishes us.
And again, this isn't some clever new technique we just came up with. It's a living heritage.
For over 1,500 years, this sacred rhythm has been helping people connect deeply with God. It's a proven, sacred well that truly never runs dry.
This quote, inspired by that same Benedictine tradition, just says it all. The whole goal shifts from consumption to savoring. It's like the difference between grabbing a quick bite for fuel and sitting down to slowly enjoy a feast prepared by someone who loves you. That is the heart of divine reading.
So you see, this isn't just an interesting history lesson. This is a personal invitation. An invitation for you to experience Scripture not just as a text to be studied, but as a living encounter.
So the question really becomes, are you ready to give it a try? Ready to set aside the highlighters just for a moment and simply listen? Are you willing to trade the pressure of analysis for the profound peace of an actual encounter?
Let's end on this thought right here. Maybe, just maybe, the greatest truths aren't just found in our detailed study notes, but in those quiet moments when we finally put down the pen, open the Word, and just enter His rest. Thanks so much for joining me today.